Okay, welcome to the Canine Coaching Guide to putting on a muzzle. A lot of people now, over the last few kind of years, have started to use muzzles on their dogs because of the new legislations coming in through the dog laws. Obviously people are getting a little bit worried, and we've started to see a lot more dogs going on muzzles. But it's not as simple as just going out and buying a muzzle and putting it on your dog. You do need to get your dog used to it. You do need to work your dog through it and get your dog desensitised to having a muzzle on. There's a lot of muzzles out there on the market. I've got a few here. You've got the standard cloth muzzle, which is okay, not brilliant for off-lead because they can't open up their mouth, they can't breathe properly. They're okay for just taking your dog into a vet, just to do some kind of, make sure the vet's able to touch them. So a lot of vets use these. Personally, if I've got my dog kind of walking around the park, I wouldn't use anything like this because it does restrict their breathing. There's another type of cloth. It kind of breathes a little bit better, doesn't make the nose all sweaty, but again, it does restrict the breathing. Another type of muzzle, it's called a basket muzzle. Now this was one that I took off a dog because I thought it was way too big, way too much pressure on the dog to wear something like this. It weighs quite a bit. It was a big dog, but it doesn't need to wear it anymore, so we've got it off this. But I keep this just to show people that this sort of thing is really not necessary. What I tend to use and what I tend to kind of like is these. This is just a standard plastic basket muzzle. It's designed to be nice and comfortable on their nose. It's designed just to kind of, so they're able to open up their mouth, they're able to breathe, you're able to feed them through it, they're able to take water through it. So these are very, very good. I do like these rather than the cloth ones. So how do we introduce a muzzle to a dog that doesn't hasn't actually had a muzzle on before? For me, it's about getting them to put their nose in it, getting them to kind of get used to just going near the muzzle and putting their nose in there. So I've got young Sonny here. He hasn't worn a muzzle before, so we're just going to desensitise him. He doesn't need the muzzle, but we're going to desensitise him to it, and we're going to kind of get this to go on him. Okay, so I've got a little lead on him there, just to keep him with me. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to wrap that in my belt, just so I've got control, a little bit more control of him while I do this. Food. Always use food. Positive reinforcement. Food. He loves his food. He does like his food. So this is going to give me more of an edge when I introduce the muzzle. Now when I introduce the muzzle, I show him the muzzle. I'm going to put a bit of a treat in there. Just inside. And get him to put his nose through. And get him to hunt for it. It's in there. What's in there? I want to get him used to just putting his nose near it. So we're just going to spend some time just teaching him to go near it, round it, so he gets used to having the muzzle near him. The last thing you want is your dog to get nervous of the muzzle. Yeah, you don't want your dog, when you get the muzzle out, you don't want your dog running away from you. Yeah, you want them kind of coming into you and actually thinking it's good fun, wagging his tail. And this is what this is all about. This is just a little bit of desensitisation, teaching him to eat around the muzzle, helping him to get used to it. Now I'm just going to place it on his nose. Wait for him to settle, and then take it off and say, "Well done, good boy." I'm not going to tie it on. I'm not going to do it up. I'm just going to get him used to me putting onto his nose. Show him the treat. Get him interested in the treat, and then take it off. And again, it only takes one or two 1 or 2 times. Depends on how intense your dog is with the muzzle, but it will only take 1 or 2 times just to get him used to it before you can put it round, place it on. Now I'm going to put the treat through the muzzle, so he gets to eat it through the muzzle. Well done, good boy. Then take it off again. I've got to get him used to eating through the muzzle, his nose in the muzzle, offer him the treat through the muzzle. That's the good thing about these. They're not easy to do, but you can put the food through them. Nice and slowly, nice and gently. Offer him the treat, and then gradually I'm going to do it up. Just twist it through, do it up. Give him a bit of a fuss, give him a treat through the muzzle, and say well done, good boy. And that is as simple as that. It will take a little bit of more, it will take some work every single day. You shouldn't leave the muzzle on for too long. It should be just left on for a couple of minutes and a couple of minutes practice, and then what you do then is give them a treat and say well done, good boy. And you just practice this a day in, day out for about 5 minutes, nothing more, just about 5 minutes. Just get them used to it, and then you finish and you take it away. So there you go, a nice, simple, easy, quick way of introducing the muzzle. Thank you.